Okay, Ray laid down the truth. The poet with people's choice, here with another lit linguistics artist for the 1128 showcase. We have Louis Confliction. And boy, we are honored to have him on the showcase. He actually had a little special appearance on our first show that was not promoted. And I definitely was like, we're going to get you on one where we promote you. Because Louis here is definitely one that is highly respected and looked up to in this community. And I mean, his art speaks for itself tenfold. But I'm really curious because I know you've been around since you was pretty fucking young. What brought you to poetry and writing?
Poetry, M.K. Stallings, actually. I used to write, the first poem I wrote, I was like 14. I got asked to write a poem at church because I was writing like little gospel songs and things. And yeah, but I got to college at UMSL, and M.K. Stallings was my mentor there. And
that's amazing.
He invited me out, and he invited me out to like a whole new world for me, like 18, well, 17 at the time. Like I used to get snuck in to some of the places that I was a little too young to be at. And then, so M.K. Stallings
introduced you to the open mic scene?
He introduced me to the open mic scene. He introduced me to poetry in that fashion because I wasn't a poet. So what happened is I met UMSL. MK is my mentor, and he comes to me and he says that he has this open mic that he runs, and he wondered if I would be interested in hosting it for him.
Really?
So you know,
where was that at?
This was at Legacy. This was
that was at a totally different location though, yeah?
No.
It was at that location now?
They had been there since the beginning. So basically he didn't tell me what I was getting myself into. He's just like, yo, this is just this little event. Come host this for me. And then I get there and I realize that this is the longest running
open mic.
Poetry open mic.
Wow, what an opportunity.
Yeah, so it was just kind of like, I stepped into very big shoes without realizing what was going on. And, ignorance is bliss. So I fucked them up. We had a good time.
I know that's right. I know you did your thing.
And that's actually how I started writing poetry.
Okay, so hearing other people write? Okay.
Well, I was hosting for a while. And some of the mothers of the poetry scene was just like, we hear you on stage playing around. We hear the little things that you be making up. Write us a poem.
Right.
And I'm like, what? And they're like, write us a poem. Next time you come back, have us a poem. And it was pretty much just like, okay, so I went home. Okay. Because what you gonna do? You gonna tell them nah? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I tried it and I wrote wrote the poem, and that was the rest.
Who was the first person that ever booked you for like a feature or like a showcase?
Unfortunately, I can't remember specifically, to be perfectly honest with you. However, I'll say one of my earliest bookings, maybe the first, that I was very proud of was Got Lyrics with Mocha Latte.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, like, what year do you think that was?
That was, oh my goodness, 2009.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I started. 2009.
So, who was some of the people when you went to the open mics that you heard that you was like, wow?
Oh my God. Okay, so Misinterpretation.
Yeah, she's a couple of people,
she was phenomenal to me. Just with the whole energy that she brought. But there's like so many. Floyd Boykin Jr. Brother Ting. Brother Ting is one of my favorite poets of all time.
Shout out Tank.
You know, Invisible Man. Invisible Man, he is my favorite host of all time.
Okay.
And he actually hosted Legacy before I did.
Really?
So I had never had a chance to experience him. So when I got to see him host, I'm like, all the shoes I was feeling, and that's why the shoes was so damn big. You get me? Like,
okay.
yeah.
But you grew into him so well.
Oh man. Oh yeah, man.
Because you a beloved host out here in Louis.
Yeah, man. I just try to identify and you know, do my job, make sure people have a good time.
You came up with some greats though, like you did.
There's just so many. I definitely were a fan of like 16 Bars, Shay Brown, Lightning, Blackstone, Teddy B Poetic, Poetic Bliss,
okay.
I said the Invisible Man, Fire Poet. Oh my God, where's Chris at?
You naming some people I don't know.
I'm talking about, man. These are like there's so much legacy at Legacy in real life that people don't understand. Like the last poets were like spit on that stage, were in that room. You know what I'm saying? Like giving advice to poets. You know how, boy, I'm talking about, I was in that mug like, oh my,
soaking it up.
What, say anything.
Yeah.
He could have said cuckoo cuckoo and walked away, and I'd have been like, that means something. I got to figure it out, nigga. He giving me a charge.
Swear, you know you talking code, Louis. You like that. He talking code. You be like, let me decipher what he just said. And you be like, yo, that was some genius ass shit.
Yeah, man. There's other poets. Surreal Sister. Oh my goodness, Copaesthetic Soul.
I've heard.
R.I.P. Copa. Yeah, Sister Taraji. There's just X Blue Rain.
Yeah.
There is a plethora of artists that have matriculated
through Legacy.
Through this arena in which we stand on their shoulders. There's a lot of individuals that are were integral parts in keeping the art and the love of the art, the promotion of the art, and the perpetuation of the art.
Yeah.
Alive.
Man, and thank God for every one of them, all of our predecessors.
One time for all the OGs. One time, shouts out to Mr. Nix, because I know we done got on his nerves for about 35 years. So, you know what I'm saying?
And still look at us and smile. You hear me? Still give you a hug.
Nix, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Jay Nix, Baby J, Ronnie, all them, you know what I'm saying, over there. Because that place has, it's been a pillar. Like, I was just fortunate to be a part of it, and like, because it was such a pillar, and I realized after traveling different cities and traveling the country, I realized, being everywhere else, how important and integral that arena has been. You know.
So I know you have been all over doing poetry and stuff. What would you say our comparison to St. Louis to a lot of spots is? Like, as far as performing in the arts and artists that come from it?
Okay, well, I'll say, like, me and my friends have an inside joke that the further away I get from St. Louis, the more people like me. So that tells you something, you know what I'm saying? Yes. St. Louis, we are individuals who don't sugarcoat a whole lot. We really don't have that air about ourselves. I say, like, for me, like, St. Louis is one of these places that kind of like the mean auntie that take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so
St. Louis, like,
people
are not going to be innately hunky-dory and jolly with you. However, if you need something, we have the discernment to see that, and we might offer that. You know what I'm saying? So St. Louis is a rough crowd in general, and that's been since it's been. But if you look at the history of St. Louis and what St. Louis has created, you know, it's kind of like, yo, we don't, the greats that have come here wouldn't have existed without us being such assholes, to put it, you know what I'm saying?
I compare us to New York.
Yeah, definitely.
The attitude and the ethics of art.
Yeah. I'll tell you, like, St. Louis, Detroit, and Baltimore are very similar to me in the air of the people. The differences are Baltimore people are much more communicative.
Okay.
So you might get into an argument quicker there, but they really are trying to figure some shit out.
Right.
And Detroit people are sarcastic.
Yeah.
Like Detroit, the whole city of Detroit, like they have this air of sarcasm, which means you have to train yourself to like pick it up. When I first got to Detroit, I almost had a fight with a clerk because I'm from St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? We cut and dry. I had 3 people from my cab ride to the place where I was supposed to get my next ride to the venue. I got lost and I went and asked somebody outside at the bus stop for the directions. They were sarcastic with me. The cab driver was sarcastic with me. I get in the gas station and this guy's okay. I'm like, yo, bro, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Somebody gonna have to see me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he was just like, buddy, no. And then once I realized that, and then my brain played back, oh no, everybody's sarcastic here. And I understood the language. I had the best time, you know, and like, I appreciate Detroit people because like, if you need some sound advice, a person from Detroit, they gonna give it to you, cut and dry the way a St. Louis individual would appreciate, you know.
You know, all my family from up there. So
so you know what it is. Yeah,
I'm real St. Louis
just a
and
bunch
Detroit.
of smart asses.
Hard. They're just rough. But they're loving and warm and they'll take care of you. They're the mean aunties that take care of you.
But yeah, so just touching back on the question, St. Louis is just a place where we're not the people to like some stuff because somebody says we should. We're as much followers as anywhere else, but we have this certain morale or judgment where when we judge art, we tell people how we really feel, whether it's good or bad. You won't get people just clapping because they know they're supposed to clap. They have to feel something.
Right.
And that's why I feel like they say, like, New York, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. I feel that same way about St. Louis. And I feel like because of how difficult it is, if you get your chops here first and then go somewhere else, you go kill.
Yeah.
You're going to kill. I have not met one artist that I believed in leave St. Louis and not kill.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like,
I believe that.
So that, like, some people say they like you got to get out of St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. I've been hearing that like literally my whole career.
Yeah.
However, you know, I made a decision a long time ago that I wasn't going nowhere. And I made a decision a long time ago that if I ain't like some shit, I was going to change it. And
kudos to you. You really about that though. And I appreciate you as a person because you really be about that. You're not one to just talk, like not from the side of your neck. You know what I mean? And it comes from experience. Okay, so you have done so much out here. What would you say is some of your biggest takebacks or accomplishments on this journey so far? Like, it could be personal to you, you know, not what anybody else would say is like an accomplishment, but you know, some of your biggest.
As far as poetry goes, I've been on the stages that I've wanted to touch.
And respected on.
And that's an accomplishment for me. My name is decent everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like because I have received awards and I appreciate those things, you know. I've done shows with like celebrities and things, you know what I'm saying? I headlined at a show. I headlined, like, featured at a show with Music and Guapole in LA. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, I wasn't opening. My name was on the flyer, you know what I'm saying? So like those type of things are things, but for real, like my greatest accomplishment is that I've been a guardian of this art for 13, 15 years, somewhere around that time. And people don't understand, like I've hosted a weekly event for nearly that long. I've taken one hiatus because of other things, you know, but for over a decade, every week, I done put a little sweat in the poetry.
Yes.
And I feel like that's an accomplishment.
Yeah. And I think that's another reason why the heaviness on your appreciation and reciprocity in this community is there, because it is definitely recognized, you know. It is, like, in everything that you do and are. I hope you do know that. And, like, you know, I'm not one to put people on a pedestal that for clout type shit, but you really being here for the art, you know, and you go support everybody, man, you know. And I really appreciate the role that you have made and are and continue. I know you're going to continue to be here because this is literally who you are. Like, I look at you, I'm like, this is art. You know what I mean? Like, you're art, you know?
I'll take that.
Yeah, you're art.
Niggas
and
turn you to a kid. You know, niggas can't take compliments. You know, you call me ugly, I'll be like, flame your ass back. But say some nice shit, be like, oh, shucks. Gosh.
Milk, but no, the love be here real, and the love you give is real, and I hope you get it all back tenfold, man. You know, we're so honored to have you on this show, Louis. I hope any stage you touch, I know motherfuckers like, we got Louis, you know what I'm saying? But and I know you're so humble about it, you know, but you're so appreciated out here, and I want you to know that.
I'm working on some new shit. So I wrote something today. I wrote something a couple of days. I've been writing just randomly. But might hit you with some new stuff on the stage.
Would be so
depending on today's one of those days. I was first time in a long time where I like drop tears while writing. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Like where you just like, oh my goodness, I just got to get something out of me. You know, I just need to release this energy. Which is kind of what the poem ended up being about. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
It's gonna be beautiful, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to linguistics. It's been fire each time. And I had to miss the last one because I was hosting Word Up. And probably going to be like double duty because I'm supposed to be in both places, but we know I'm going to make sure that Lit is going for sure.
I know, I was trying to get her and she was like, it's on Tuesday. I'm like, that's when we got the venue, man. You know, it's just what it is.
I said yes to you before I agreed to November. So that's how that ended up.
You saying yes to me.
That's how that ended up working out.
Because I know we're not paying a whole lot. So, you know, it's all about the art and the craft and trying to get this out because nobody's giving us a real platform outside of open mics, Def Jam poetry. You know what I'm saying? We've never really been on no platform that's just pushed us, and we deserve that. And but tell everybody how they can find you, Louis. Tell them how they can book you, where you're going to be at.
You can find me on Facebook at LLOUIS CONPHLICTION. I'm difficult, so I spell my name differently than confliction. It's spelled with a PH rather than the F. So that's LOUIS CONPHLICTION. You can find me on Instagram at LouCon3. Pretty much either of those names, if you look up LLOUIS CONPHLICTION or LouCon3, you can find me any other way. If you were looking for me regularly, you can find me at Word Up, hosting open mic that's been going on for over 8 years with energy. And I also recently just started my own open mic, which is called Bars at the Bar, and that's happening every Sunday. That's going to be at the Drink House in Pagedale. Show starts at 7, and that's completely free. We have phenomenal features, and we'll have phenomenal features every week. So
shout out to you on that too.
slide out, ride out. Come holler at a player one time when you see me in the streets.
You hear me? And he gonna give love. Louis, thank you. You know, I love you, I respect you, and I look forward to your performance and all your future endeavors, because I know you ain't stopping.
Yeah, good as it get when a linguistic is lit.